Happy Pride, nerds! Today we are honoring the trailblazers, the icons, and the legends who brought color, courage, and queer identity to the center of our favorite nerd universes.
From the cosmic fusion of Steven Universe to the post-apocalyptic wackiness of Adventure Time, we are diving deep into the most iconic LGBTQ plus characters to ever grace the pages of a comic or the glow of a screen.
Joining us for this special episode are Jared and D'Marcus from the Black Geek Energy podcast to help us celebrate and settle some debates.
Because today, we're putting these icons head to head in a series of this or that matchups that will have you choosing between Gotham's grittiest detective and pop culture's most powerful pioneers.
Are you Team Ryan Wilder, the scrappy outsider who redefined the Batmantle with working class grit and queer resilience?
Or Team Renee Montoya, the principal detective who showed us that the toughest fight for justice often starts with being true to yourself.
All that and more included Jared and D'Marcus
on today's bonus episode of the Black and Snurdy podcast.
Adam has arrived. Hey, Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snurdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna meet magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the GOAT, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snurdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snurdy, ooh. Black and Snurdy, yeah. Black and Snurdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snurdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned Snurds here on a very special bonus episode of the Black and Snurdy podcast. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Happy Pride! Today, of course, is the Pride Parade in New York. Celebrating the brick that shattered a bunch of bullshit in New York City and beyond all those decades ago. So
brick me with that bullshit.
Brick me with that bullshit. But no, yeah, it's been a great queer joyful time this weekend. I'll get more into that at the end of the show as per usual. Of course. But yeah, I'm doing great, you know, end of a long year, and I'm just excited about things to come. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. Like, you know, there's been, as I've discussed on this podcast, a bunch of trials and tribulations that I have experienced over the course of the past few months, half a year since last October of 2025. But overall, I think that even if things are in their darkest, I do feel good. Yeah. Like, I feel like that with the energy that I have, that has to signal that something positive is on the horizon. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's always very cliche to say it gets better, but it honestly, it does. I mean, there's no time limit on when you're going to have a trial or tribulation. It's just that, I guess, having the ability to recognize it's not going to last forever. Like, the adulting is a fucking roller coaster carousel.
Yes, it is.
It's always going to be like this and that. I think the hope is that during those times when you're down, to, I guess, try and see what possibilities you can make out of that, so that it's not just a constant deluge of nothingness, you know, because even at your worst times, there are things that you can learn from that and things that you can help you grow. And the hope is always that you're not having the same struggles over and over and over again, that it's like each time you go down, it's like a different type of thing. So, because you've learned the lesson from before. But I think that, you know, sometimes the worst struggles come with the best outcomes in the end. So that is what I'm hoping and wishing for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm going to take that compliment. Well, no, that piece of advice. Was it a compliment or a piece of advice? A compliment?
Compliment.
Compliment.
It was a compliment.
Maybe that's the title of the episode.
An affirmation, because
yeah.
You gotta put good things out there into the universe, so that you could soak them all in.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I will say this is the last thing I'm going to say before we keep it rolling. I personally find that when things are like their darkest or when things are not going great for me, that's when I learn the most about myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's when I feel like my real self kind of just comes out, because it's almost survival mode in a way. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's when it's as if my battery is at 10%. It's okay, now I'm figuring out which apps I actually deem important to process. Yeah. So sorry, TikTok. Sorry, Instagram. Yeah. Sorry, app that I won't say because I'm trying to make this more appealing to a broader audience. Start with an O. Anyhow, but yeah, I learned more about myself during these times. And I think that what I have been discovering about myself has been kind of both enlightening and worthy of being embraced. Yeah. Yeah. So, good. Yeah. With that being said, shall we introduce our guests?
Yes, let's get to it.
Yes, because entering the pantheon of the Snurdyverse. That's what we're calling it, right? That's what we landed on. Yes.
Trademark.
It is trademark. So, Snyder, you're out of here. All right. No one cares about the Snyder cut. They care about the Snurdy cut. All right. Entering the Snurdyverse, two gentlemen who I've recently gotten to get to know, and hopefully we'll be able to get to know better on this podcast. The hosts of the Black Geek Energy podcast, we have Jared and D'Marcus. Woo!
Woo! Child, we are out of that black hole in the background. I could hear you guys. I could comment for nothing. It was cold back there. Don't do that again.
Well, we've been trying to have at least a bowl of M&Ms in the back room. So.
I didn't see them. The bowl is empty. Goodness.
We gotta speak to our sister about that.
Was plush.
Yeah, y'all specifically demanded in the email exchange that y'all have separate rooms.
Need your own space. I get it.
Understandable. But no, in all seriousness, thank y'all for being on the show. Thank y'all for being a part of the Snurdyverse. And I hope y'all understand and accept the responsibility that comes with that.
And the shenanigans that may or may not ensue.
Right. We are very excited to be here. Y'all have been so good to us these past few weeks, getting to do this, and I'm just excited. I'm ready to have the show, and I'm excited.
I'm excited. The communication has been great. The planning, the agenda, and everything. Jared never does that stuff for me.
No, I never do that stuff. Nope.
The episode that's on the calendar is not the episode we're doing. And he's like, yeah, we're not doing that. And I'm like, what are we doing then?
No. The episode on the calendar is just a suggestion that I thought about three months ago. It's not the actual what's going on.
Sometimes we got to be flexible. You know, there's nothing wrong with a quick little razzle dazzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then sometimes you have to do things like say that the episode is at 4, knowing that they will sleep until, I don't know, maybe 5 when the real episode is at 8. So,
it happens.
You adjust. But yeah, again, thank y'all for being on here. We just wanted to ask y'all a couple things, get to know y'all for the listeners. First off, if y'all could just walk us through, and the listeners, how the Black Geek Energy podcast came to be.
I love to tell the story. Can I tell it, Jared? You told it last time. So the way I like to tell the story is that I was never supposed to be a part of Black Geek Energy. It actually started with Jared and another one of our friends who we also went to college with. And they were going to start a podcast together. And it was our other friend who said, you know who would be great for this? D'Marcus. We should call him and ask him if he want to be a part of it. And Jared was like, no. I'm not calling him. He's going to tell me no. You can call him, but I'm not calling him. So they call me and like I'm in the gym and, you know, our friend, he gives us a whole rundown. Shout out to Lorante. He's telling me, you know, everything's going to be good. And I said, of course I would love to do this. Like, I'm as geeky as they come. I'm like, I read the comics. I'm watching every anime that comes out. And so, what was that, 2022, Jared?
Yeah.
And then from there, we just started, like, recording episodes on Zoom and just making it up. And I got to give a shout out to Jared because he does, like, a lot of the logistics, a lot of the... You know, even I complain about what I don't get all the time, but he does a lot of the editing and stuff on that end. So I get to just show up and like have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a very interesting time. Our third co-host, who is still our friend, but who shall not be named, we all met. We all met at the illustrious Hampton University, the real HU, founded in 1868.
Hold on, wait a minute. No, it's okay. Hold on.
Hit the button.
Hold on.
You're not here.
We will not. Here's the thing. Don't let the outsiders divide us, okay? And I'm going to make a statement now. For too long, they have been putting those two HUs against each other, and I say on the Blackest 30 podcast, nay. We are united in the fact that HU and Hampton U are better than the Ivy League HU, whatever that bullshit's called.
Yeah, I'm definitely there. But I have always been of the opinion that Howard University has been our only rival. Even if they try to pit us against Norfolk, these other HBCUs, the only one who could stand up on that level with us is Howard University. Now, they're not quite there. But when we try to have an HBCU, another college period that is on that level, it can only be Howard University. So that is the only one that I would say is our rival.
And you know what? I will take that and I will accept that. Like the way that I see it, because we're from Howard University, y'all are from Hampton University, two historical Black institutions of this great culture. I would say that in the grand scheme of things, rivals help each other grow and evolve. And so in many ways, Howard University is Naruto to your Sasuke.
Who are both equally great.
I'll take that. I'll take being Sasuke.
I love Sasuke over Naruto.
Yeah, sure.
But
I will keep my comments to myself.
No, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
You have time. Like
the only thing that I will say is HU.
You know.
And also, I love all of my brother and sister HBCUs.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay. Sure, shoot.
So when I went to Hampton during my freshman orientation week, D'Marcus didn't have to do this. I don't know if it was band camp or I don't know if they changed stuff. But during my first orientation, we had to sit in the chapel, and there's this thing where we had to list. It was this little saying, and in that saying was all of the prestigious HBCUs, like Hampton's in there, Howard's in there, Fisk, Tuskegee, Spelman, Morehouse, and I think Xavier. And it was like a little chant or something. Then we prayed about the upcoming year. Did y'all have to do that?
Hell no.
I don't before in my life.
Yeah, because it was this little paragraph in this pamphlet. They were like, now everybody's heard, opened up the pamphlet, and now read it.
I mean, I hope any other Howard Bison from came in 2007 could let us know, because I don't remember doing like that. I mean, I remember we had to learn about the other HBCUs and like learn the history and all that. But I don't remember anybody's chant.
I didn't even have to do that. I literally just went to the School of C. That's where I met my friend Gladys. Shout out Gladys. And took a tour of the building, and then I went to a house party on U Street. That was my orientation.
Well, I was doing everything that we had in our freshman week orientation booklet. I was there because I remember, well, one, I wanted to see and know what everything was going to be. I needed to be informed, and two, because I don't remember what day it was, but there was this woman, and I forget her name, but during our like freshman like interview, and she's talking about what goes on, how life is at Howard, she kept telling us all the things that if you do it, you're gonna get sent back to the crib. And I felt like in there, she kept saying, you do this, you're gonna get sent back to the crib, and this other thing gets sent back to the crib. And I didn't want to get sent back to the crib because I didn't go to my freshman week activities. So I was very much like, I'm gonna be there, and I need to know what's going on.
That's fun, man. I didn't get to any of that freshman orientation stuff. I was like, by the time I started, it was like, you're in the band, that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
You got to go out your way, skip a practice or two, and then do the push-ups when you come back, because you ain't supposed to be there. You're supposed to be here learning the goddamn music.
Freshman orientation. What? Get your butt back in that bedroom right now. Give me 50 push-ups.
I don't think I really met most people that I knew from the band. I only knew them in class. That was it. And that was like everything else. It was like you did not see them until after the season was over. And then it was like, oh, yeah, hey, you do come outside.
And it was like suddenly it's 30 more people at the party.
But they were having a great time. I mean, they were stressed and they were tired, but they were also having a great time.
Yeah. So I will. I'll just leave it at this. Quick
can I ask a question?
Oh yeah, sure. Shoot.
I'm so sorry to ask a question to my co-host D'Marcus. So you know D'Marcus, and I'm sorry taking the reins of this podcast like it's my podcast. I'm so sorry. I don't need to do that, but I just have to ask D'Marcus. You know this is a Black gay podcast. We are doing Black Gay Days. Are you comfortable with today's podcast?
Of course.
Now you put on front.
We are also a Black gay podcast. We are ranking on Apple Music for gay podcasts.
We are. Look, I'm so sorry for that. D'Marcus is a straight person. I'm so sorry for that because we do rank on Black gay every day. Like you type us in, it's like Black Geek Energy, Black gay, tops and bottoms, the Fat and Film Show. Like it is all Black gay podcasts after us. But I'm asking that, D'Marcus, because you still listen to artists who have made homophobic comments on their songs. And now you say that these artists like T.I., it was bad for them to make their sexual assault allegations, but it was okay, or they were too old or whatever for them to make their homophobic comments. So I just want to know if you are comfortable with today.
I'm comfortable. I don't know what you're talking about, Jared, and I don't think this is the right time to get into those details for our podcast. We're not going to waste these good people's time.
Listen, are we pivoting real quick?
I mean, honestly,
I got the clip. Right here. That's because I've been planning for this for a while. I got the clip I can cue up right here on my.
I love nothing more than to have internal disputes on someone else's show.
Hearing how I dirty laundry, that is not Black.
It's very reminiscent of that time Drew Hill was doing a reunion tour, and I think it was Jazz who was like, yeah, I think this is going to be it. And everybody was like, what?
You're going home.
Okay, but enough. Again, I want to thank both of y'all for being on the show. And I think it is time for us to settle some disputes, settle some debates, it is time for us to enter the dome of this or that. Damn right, and nobody is gonna stop me from using that drop. Paramount or whoever is getting bought by them, I wish you would do something. I wish.
Don't wish too hard. You never know.
And don't wish too hard. You know those Republicans do not care.
Spicy. You never know.
Fair enough. Because
I just want to compliment y'all on y'all theme song that y'all had earlier playing while I was in the waiting room. I was like, this shit is great, man.
Who did that?
We sleep over here.
oh yes, this dude Isaiah, he is friends with Mari and Matt, who were recently on the show from the Wrestling Kickback podcast. He did their theme song. They hooked us up with him. He did our theme song. So shout out to Isaiah.
He did a great job.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
You need to get on that. Don't you know rappers ain't you straight? You need to help out our podcast.
Oh, now you want a straight black man.
All right. Shall we begin with the first section of this or that, which we are gonna go with comic book icons.
Okay.
And to kick things off, we're gonna go with Ryan Wilder versus Renee Montoya.
Two hot girls who are dope AF. But let me tell you a little bit about Batwoman's Ryan Wilder. She is in the series Batwoman, in the CW series Batwoman. She's a working class black lesbian who took up the cowl after Kate Kane's absence. She was a convict, a delivery driver, and she seems to have a little scrappy, improvisational, very emotionally honest and vulnerable energy. And she just takes on that bat mantle really well. Mm-hmm. And why she's iconic is because she's a reimagining of Batwoman that is changing the franchise's idea of her. She's queer, she's black, and also now a major superhero. So the audiences have a different grounded perspective on heroism.
Sure. And then, of course, there's Renee Montoya. She is a veteran Gotham detective who later becomes the Question. And of course, she's iconic because she's a tough, morally complex Latina lesbian whose police procedural stories and later vigilante turn offers grounded queer visibility that contrasts the Cape level heroics. As far as who we are going with, I am going to start things off with DeMarcus. Who are you choosing and why?
This one is tough for me. I'm not super familiar with either of these characters.
That's not
I know, right? But I do know that the Ryan Wilder, she came up because the lady playing Kate Kane didn't come back for the second season, so they had to scramble in something.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Right. But I do like the Question better as a character, because they not a lot of powers, not a lot of gadgets, kind of like in the streets, asking the tough questions, figuring shit out, treating the superheroes just like they're regular people. So I think I'm gonna go with Renee Montoya.
Ooh, one for Renee Montoya. All right, Jared, who you going with and why?
Now, of course, just like on our own podcast, DeMarcus says the complete, absolute wrong thing. Renee Montoya is a great superhero. As the Question, she had her own comic book, and she was in a relationship with Kate Kane, who is the Batwoman in the comic book. The only reason why I'm going with Ryan Wilder is because Ryan Wilder is played by Javicia Leslie, who is a Hampshire University. She is class of Onyx 12. She is an actual bisexual woman who is married to the head of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium chief of marketing, I think.
Okay.
So I am going to go with Ryan Wilder. I am rooting for every dang black and I am rooting for everything queer.
Fair enough. I
All right.
appreciate that. Odie, who are you going with and why?
I'm going with Ryan Wilder.
Mhm.
First and foremost, I'm rooting for everyone black.
Mhm.
Yes.
Always with an asterisk, but still. I always say I cannot vote for the police officer, even though she's doing great things, but it's always a cab still. And I think that for Renee Montoya, I don't feel like I know as much about her character than Ryan Wilder. And so I just think that also it's like she has a underdog story. She's came up, she's now powerful and doing things, because neither of them have like powers. They're just like people who decide to do something. And I think that's dope.
And both of them are fairly new. So they don't really have that history. But.
Sure, that makes sense. For me, I'm going with Renee Montoya. Here's the reason why. I in superhero storytelling, especially within the realms, I feel like more so. I guess it could go both for Marvel and DC, but I think more so with DC. I feel like the superheroes, the heroes in general, are only as good when it comes to fleshing out their morality as the humans that they are surrounded by, the everyday people, the everyday folk. You know what I mean? And I think as far as Renee Montoya to stand out, especially like being a fucking detective in Gotham, you know what I mean? Like that shit is rough. Like we've seen how hard it is to be anything in Gotham, let alone a fucking cop, let alone a good cop, let alone not a dirty cop. So like I gotta and yes, it is a cab all day every day on the show. But I am gonna go over Renee Montoya in this regard.
All right.
So that's 2-2.
I appreciate that. I was starting to feel real alone. Had you picked Ryan as well, I'd be like, God, I gotta stand on my own.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure there's going to be at least one of these rounds where one of us is going to be standing by themselves. All right. Going up next, we are going with North Star and Iceman, both from Marvel Comics. Would you like to hit us up with North Star?
All right. So he's a speedster from Alpha Fight and also the X Family Teens. He's one of the mainstream comics' earliest openly gay superheroes, and one of the first ever to be shown in a committed same-sex relationship. So obviously, Trailblazer, and he gets married, right? So that's amazing,
right? And of course, there's Iceman, Bobby Drake, one of the founding X-Men with Ice Generation / shape, ice powers. An original X-Men roster member who's later coming out created huge discussion about legacy characters, identity retcons, and representation responsibilities for long-running franchises. As far as I can see for this round, we're going to start things off with Jared. Who are you going with and why?
First of all, that says Blacker Geek Expert, which is already wrong, DeMarcus. Second of all,
energy.
Yeah, that's already wrong. Well, now that we know that, let's just put that out there. But what I did read was the comic where Iceman came out. And there was a big discussion that he came out. It was a bigger discussion that Jean Grey outed him. So I think that he has to get some for that. Now, North Star with his legacy is huge for comics as the first openly gay Marvel superhero. So they are kind of on the same level there. The only difference is North Star believes in love, and Iceman believes in having sex with a whole bunch of people. So I'm gonna go with somebody who is like me, Mr. Bobby Drake, Iceman, because he likes it in the bedroom. He don't care who you are, what you're doing. He is at the crowds. He is in the clubs. He is at the crop top. He is picking up construction workers off the street. He is taking them back to Krakoa. So I am going to go with Iceman, Mr. Bobby Drake.
Hot girl summer.
Exactly. Well, a cold girl Winter.
Yeah, would it better be a cold girl winter? Maybe a title for the episode: Cold Girl Winter. Right. D'Marcus, who are you going with and why?
This one is easy for me. Definitely Bobby Drake. I like North Star. I respect the legacy. But I've been following Bobby Drake since I was a kid. Like from the foundational team X-Men to like the X-Men Unlimited when I started reading comics. I also read his coming out story. And a follow-up question, like, do you think he should have been written as bi after having so many years of relationships with women?
No, because he was closeted then. He was closeted.
I will say that from what I have known or experienced, it could read either way. You know what I mean? Like I have heard it for somebody who grew up like when the X-Men first came out, and you know the sort of weird shifting timeline that Marvel loves to do. Right. It kind of, in my mind, in my head canon, it makes sense for him to have like existed for way back in the day as a quote unquote straight man, being in the closet and just you know doing what he had to do to conform until you know later when society you know changed and evolved and just came out because you know. But I could also see it as like it making sense as being bi. So yeah. Odie, who are you going with and why?
I'm going with North Star.
Who? North Star?
I'm going with North Star because I think because the fact that he kicked open the door versus coming out later, I think that is like dope because there wouldn't be a Bobby Drake without a North Star, just in the comic book era.
As for me, I'm gonna go with my boy Bobby Drake, and it's mainly because from what I do remember of X2, there's that line when he's letting his parents know that he is a mutant, and hilariously his mom is like, have you ever tried not being a mutant? And I was like, you know what, this totally reads as a gay allegory.
Yeah
For sure it makes sense that Iceman is gay, and yes, of course that also kind of fucks up the actual allegory that X-Men were actually supposed to be, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going with my boy Bobby. That is 3 against 1. So
okay,
all right, I'm out here on my own.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with love.
You said it.
I love.
I am notoriously on this podcast a sucker for love.
No, I'm not. Get it out of here, those Disney movie relationships.
All right, kicking us off with round 2. Fight. We are.
Your enthusiasm. I love it.
I try. That's all I could say. We're gonna be starting things off with Ruby and Sapphire, also known as Garnet, and versus Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. Do you want to hit us off with Ruby and Sapphire and Garnet?
So Garnet is a fusion of Ruby and Sapphire. They came down to Earth because Garnet was going to protect her Sapphire, and they ended up falling in love. They become Garnet and eventually get married in the Stevens universe movie, which was dope. And they are like, Garnet is definitely the emotional center. She's the rock of the crystal gems in Stevens universe. And this fusion, I was always so impacted because I was like, one, having a queer love on a kid show is amazing. So we love that for them.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there's Marceline the Vampire Queen and Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time. Marceline, of course, is the rebellious vampire rocker, and Princess Bubblegum is the smart, sometimes aloof scientist / ruler, and also war criminal. I'm just adding that in. Their relationship goes from being hinted subtext to explicit romantic. union. And they're, of course, iconic because they're a long, emotionally layered arc, including reconciliation and a canonical kiss, provided one of the animation's best examples of queer storytelling evolving from subtext to open representation. It's okay. We are going to start things off with D'Marcus. Which pair are you choosing and why?
This is another tougher one. I'm more of a fan of Adventure Time, but I really enjoy what I hear about Ruby and Sapphire and Garnet. I didn't watch Ajma Steedman Universe, and it's on my list to watch. Let's see. I had a question earlier, but did Ruby and Sapphire combine to go make Garnet and then separate and then get married?
Yeah.
Yes. So in the series, not the movie. I didn't want to correct you, but I did anyway. In the series, in the series, you see their backstory. They were they were a part of Pink Diamond's entourage, and Ruby was supposed to protect Sapphire. They fused, and it was a new experience. There was a whole beautiful song. Look it up on Spotify. It's amazing. And then they stayed as Garnet for like a long time, and then it might have been like the 3rd or 4th season. That's when they separated, got into like a bit of a tiff, and then they came back together, decided, hey, let's get married, and that fusion just created love.
And it was a huge reveal because nobody knew that they were fused together.
Yeah.
It was a huge reveal, and it was so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was. It was. But you got to pick somebody, D'Marcus. Who are you going with?
Got to pick somebody, and I'm gonna go with Ruby and Sapphire as Garnet because I love this love story. I love what it brings out of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I low key, I'm still mad at Bubblegum for how she did my boy Jay. I knew what she was doing the whole time, using that man.
Very manipulative.
Fair enough.
Jared, who are you going with and why?
I am, of course, going with Garnet. First of all, Bubblegum didn't tell Jake to like him at all.
But
Jake could have liked whoever he wanted to.
But once she knew, she took advantage of it.
No, she did. She did not take advantage of Jake. Jake took advantage of Jake.
Sorry.
She took advantage of Jake.
The part of my love for animation has to jump in. I think you're referring to Finn. Not Jake.
Oh yeah, Finn.
I meant Finn. I said you were right. I meant Finn.
Yeah.
Finn is just a boy with a crush, and she was like, "Oh, I need you to go slay that dragon on the other side of the world. I know you probably can't do it, but."
And Finn was a hero. He would have done it anyway.
But he did it especially because he knew he was going to come back. She was going to give him a little kiss on the cheek or a hug or talk about how they're best friends. And he was going to keep fighting for her forever because he loved her.
What I have to say is down with straight people in animation because obviously it doesn't work. But Garnet, first of all, I have spoken at length about the crystal gems and about how I binged this show and how as the show went on, there would be tears falling down my face just when the theme song came on. I sung it at the top of my lungs. Of course, this show was played by the beautiful, lovely Estelle. Gotta love her. Where is she right now? I hope she's doing well. But yes, Garnet all the way, all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Last time I checked on Estelle, I think she was looking for an American boy. American boy. Odie, who are you going with and why?
I'm 100% going with Garnet. Black icon, voiced by another black icon. And I also just love the story of Ruby and Sapphire coming together, like not understanding who they are, and then coming together and realizing that they were just better together, and it made sense, and it made them, the love that they had together made them more powerful, and just created such an empathetic character, such a strong character, that just took care of her family, loved the people that she loved on, and was always there to like be there for them. And I really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm picking Estelle. I'm picking Garnet because I freaking love a giant woman.
Oh, I love her too.
Yeah. Because all I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman. Giant woman. As for me, I really want to be the contrarian. But here's the thing. The reason why I'm torn is because Marceline is like my favorite like Adventure Time character. All of her songs have hit me so deep and so hard. Her story is incredible and heartbreaking and heart-wrenching in so many ways. But hot take, I don't think that Bubblegum is a good partner for her.
She's not.
I don't think so. And it's not even just because I threw in the fact that she's a war criminal at the beginning. It has nothing to do with that. She's created war crimes. She's actually a despot. There's a whole argument that I could go down about how she, rules with tyranny and does a lot of surveillance state shit in the Candy Kingdom. But honestly, because we're doing this as pairs, I don't think they're a balanced couple, and I don't think that. I think that Marceline is good for Bubblegum. I don't think that Bubblegum is good for Marceline, and because of that, also Garnet had the "Here Comes the Thought" song that has helped me immensely with my mental health. So because of that, I'm going with Garnet. It looks like it's a clean sweep. For Garnet from Steven Universe, Ruby and Sapphire.
And of course, shout out to Rebecca Sugar, who wrote these songs for on both shows. She's just an amazing songwriter.
Yeah, she is.
Rebecca Sugar is, hopefully one day we can interview her because Rebecca Sugar is dope as fuck.
She is.
Yes. Next up, we're going with Korra and Asami from The Legend of Korra versus William Clockwell and Rick Sheridan from Invincible. Odie, do you want to hit us off with Korra and Asami?
All right, so Korra is the avatar, the physical and spiritual hero of her people. Asami is an engineer, an ally, and a businesswoman. And they started off as friends. Well, they started off kind of as enemies, rivals, really. And then they became friends, and then by the end of the series, they became romantic partners. And they're iconic because they are a landmark same-sex ending for a lead in a major young adult animated show, which is really dope. And the show is definitely seen as a turning point for queer representation on kids' TV. So
yes, and then of course, William Clockwell and Rick Sheridan. William is Mark Grayson's best friend. Of course, Mark Grayson is Invincible. It just dawned on me I should have had a graphic pop up as soon as I said Invincible. Just like that would have been fun. Oh well. But no, William is Mark Grayson's best friend. He's an everyday civilian who keeps Mark grounded, and Rick Sheridan is William's boyfriend. He's later reconstructed and recovered. He's like a recovered cyborg and an ally. Their relationship is portrayed positively and with narrative stakes as Rick's trauma and recovery takes some spotlight in the series. And they're iconic because it's a realistic adult supporting queer couple in a gritty, violent superhero world. Their emotional stakes humanize queer love in a high stakes setting. Jared, who are you going in this round and why?
Korra is a good person.
Is she?
She is a good person with good intentions.
She's
now,
good intentions.
Yeah, you cannot say that about Korra. Korra I know we're just doing the relationship, but I can't separate the art from the artist. Korra is the worst avatar in existence. She destroyed the spirit. She opened the spirit world to the material plane, putting both people in catastrophe. She destroyed the legacy of avatars dating back to forever. She couldn't win not one fight. She could do nothing right. She could do nothing. And then with this relationship, she edged me for 4 seasons for that kiss. For that kiss. So that was it. At the last second of that episode, the last season, y'all gonna kiss? So first of all, I'm mad at you, Ona, because they not legacy, or legendary. They were after Garnet, who was legendary on Cartoon Network. Nickelodeon didn't even want this show because the first season aired in Canada first. They didn't air it in America. It's definitely not going to be Korra. Korra is horrible. And I don't even know who the Invincible people. Yes, them. Yes, them. These people are like, now, I don't like the white gays, but it got to go to these white gays over Korra because they all the way the whole time. The whole time. And they, like, even after the one little white guy had his issue with killing all those people on his campus, they still got back together. Korra and Asami had no issues. You know why? They didn't have a relationship. You know why? Because they asked me the whole 4 seasons, and in the last second of the season, the season finale, they got a kiss. Girl, that was a fling. I don't even think that was a relationship. So yes, it is William and that other little white guy.
And just sorry to be the actually guy, because I was up late watching it on the website, because I did not have access to the actual channel. The series ends with them not kissing. They don't even actually kiss in the actual series. And it's like this feels like a what is it, a Mandela effect, like where we remember them kissing, they never actually kissed at the very end.
Go through the portal.
Yes, they didn't even kiss. So that
was a fling, child.
Yeah. D'Marcus, who are you going with?
I'm also going with William Clockwell and Rick Sheridan, because I feel like that was that's they're showing true love, because he went through a lot. Rick went through a lot, got transformed to a monster, killed so many people on his campus, got changed back, had to go through all the therapy, and William was like, yo, I'm right here back with you. Yes, you had me choked up, about to break my neck. Now you're going to have me choked up in the bedroom. Let's go. Like, I'm here. I'm waiting for
domestic violence.
Well,
I wouldn't say violence. But Korra and Asami, Korra just pisses me off.
Thank you.
Jared said a lot of things I'm already thinking, and I think there are some couples where one person in the couple just ruins the whole thing. I think Korra is that person.
Makes sense. Odie, who are you going with?
I'm actually also going with William and Rick. I think that even though Korra's TV show, I was more excited to watch because of just watching The Last Airbender, and Invincible was kind of scary. Well, not scary, but gruesome for me. It's very graphic. Yeah. So I think sometimes that kind of took me out of it, but I think that I did appreciate them having their love story the way they did, and being able to show all the different ways that are helpful in a relationship. Sometimes people make mistakes, accidents happen, or etc., things out of your control, but we could still come back together with love and care for one another, and move past faults to be in the relationship and the healthy relationship that you want to be in. So I'm going with them. What about you?
Just a slight hiccup in your relationship that you killed all of our classmates. That's fine.
I mean, if he didn't want to, out of his control. But you are living in one of these superhero type worlds. You have to let a little something slide.
We're straight best friends, so I feel represented.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to be the lone contrarian, and I'm going to go with Korra and Asami. Here's why. Because both of them were dating is it Mako? Mako or Mako? Anyhow, both of them dated Mako. Mako was just this wishy-washy, didn't know what he wanted, didn't know who he wanted to be with dude. And he was on again, off again with both of them, to the point where, like, by the end of it, they were just like, why are we dealing with him? Let's just be together. And what is the gayest thing that women can do than date some trash ass dude and say, fuck this, I'm going this way?
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But are we supporting that? Like, you shouldn't have to go through a crappy man that is not the earthbender that both of y'all should be with, first of all. But we are not going to go with the crappy man and to get to the lovely woman I'm supposed to be with, right?
I don't think that I want that to be like
the message
something that's happening all the time, but I am 100% here for two women meeting each other by happenstance, aka this fuck boy, and them being like, oh, actually, fuck him, I like you better. Let's kick him to the curb and be together because you're the person I should actually be with. Even we had poor taste in men. That's why we need to be with a woman.
Did I end up changing your mind?
No.
You know, I'm indecisive. It's easy for me to switch sides. Did you change my mind? I might. Gosh, I might be moving over to your side.
Come on.
Look, Korra was a horrible avatar. She was a horrible avatar. She didn't want to learn. She didn't want to do anything. And when it came to Asami, the person that she liked, like, first of all, little Korra girl, yeah, you're like 12 or 13. So you're young. You can figure yourself out. But honey, you need to know that you like somebody. And if you're the avatar, you can't even tell this person that you like them. Like, what are we doing here? You were so gung-ho with your avatar powers since birth when you got them. And then you can't even tell this little rich girl what you like. So what that is to me, that's her trying to be a white gay. Again, because a person of color would have been like, I'm the avatar, she can't do nothing to me. If she don't like me, then I can move on like she did before in the series. But because she is trying to have proximity to the white gays.
Jared, I don't know.
I think that one's hard. I think maybe I give her more benefit of the doubt because she was younger and she was trying to figure herself out. But I still say, like, even though with all that, I still think that William and Rick have a more interesting love story, but that's probably because they're just older and the story allowed them to go deeper.
I mean, they're teenagers, in college.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the story, the Invincible would have allowed them to go deeper into navigating various aspects of a relationship.
Sure.
Because I'm sure, even though I feel like Korra, that is like groundbreaking for there to be a Nickelodeon show with like an obviously, queer coded teen, right? But I think there's also like the kids are still watching Invincible, so like them seeing like an actual queer couple navigating in a healthy way, I think that kind of trumps. Yeah,
that's my favorite part of it. They're very healthy.
Yeah.
And Korra and Asami have shown that they don't choose healthy relationships. So what makes you think choosing each other is going to be any different?
And also, is Asami way older than Korra? She looks it. She looks way older than her. I thought, like,
I think they're the same age.
Because if Korra is supposed to be like 15, 16, Asami looks like she's like 25. You see that straight bust down she has on? What 16-year-old can afford that?
Okay, hold on. Korra is 17, Asami is 18. So there's about a year difference.
All right.
It's not. Yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying, Jay?
43. I'm just
She does.
You know,
Okay.
But Asami's rich though, so she can afford to look whatever age she want to be.
You're right. You're
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so it where are we all landing on this goddamn?
It's 3
Still
for
women rich.
and 1 for Korra and Asami.
Yeah,
one misguided person for Korra.
Mhm.
yeah. I'm sticking with Korra and Asami because Jared brought up a really good point in that as far as a full representation as far as LGBTQ characters, it goes to show that we're all humans. And gay characters can be bad at their jobs like anybody else. All right. And coming up next, we are going with Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune from the Sailor Moon franchise, and Yuri Katsuki and Victor Nikiforov from Yuri on Ice. Odie, do you want to hit us off with these fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight characters?
Sure. So Sailor Uranus, Haruka Tanawa, and Sailor Neptune, Mishuru Kaio, are elegant, powerful Sailor Guardians who fight as a team and are a romantic couple in a majority of the franchise. Haruka is androgynous and more so masculine presenting, where Mishuru is graceful and artistic and more femme presenting. And they are iconic because they're one of the most widely recognized queer couples in classic shoujo anime. In some localizations, they were censored or presented as cousins. So their existence also symbolizes struggles for queer visibility in international releases.
Yes. And then, of course, we have Yuri Katsuki and Victor Nikiforov. They are two elite figure skaters who mentor to lovers relationship becomes the emotional core of their series. Yuri is an anxious and earnest. Victor is confident and charismatic. And of course, they're iconic because they're a modern, explicitly romantic gay couple at the center of a mainstream sports anime. Praised for emotional intimacy, choreography-driven romance, and bringing a queer relationship to a popular international fandom. Put them down. We are going to start things off this round, I think, with D'Marcus, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, D'Marcus, who are you going with and why?
I am going with Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune because this like coach mentor to lovers trope, I don't like it. It feels manipulative. It feels groomy. If he's a figure skating mentor, he's probably like older. I haven't watched Yuri on Ice, so let me know if I have this mixed up at any point. But
you do.
The mentor seems like he's like a bit older than.
No, they were the same age. The only reason he was a mentor is because he would he won all the championships. So he was Russian, and for all of the championships, the ice championships, he won them. So Yuri was just trying to get on his level, and so that's how he started being a mentor. Because for this championship, he couldn't do it. If I remember it correctly, he couldn't do this one. Yeah, did it well actually.
Okay.
Well, actually, Victor is 27 and Yuri is 23. So there's a bit of a gap, but
it still feels groomy. It still feels like a manipulation of your power and abuse of your power. You're supposed to be here teaching me how to skate, not rubbing on my wee wee.
There is a slight power imbalance in that man being a mentor.
Makes me feel gross. Don't like it.
Okay, so your team Sailor. All right, that's fair. Jared, who are you going with and why?
I love Yuri on Ice. I love Sailor Moon. Yuri on Ice was the best story. I'm still waiting on my third season or my movie or whatever it is. But I have to say Sailor Moon, they've been through more. They've been through being cousins to fighting evil by moonlight and really love by daylight, and they did. And the thing with Sailor Uranus is like it was no ramping up. The relationship gotta progress. Now they were already girlfriend and girlfriend forever for life when we got in there, honey. We were coming in on the story, not the beginning of the book. So I like how they were already submitted in what they were committed. Did I say submitted? They are committed in what they were going through, and they were already so in love. So they were my first gay people that I saw on screen, like period. Especially in a major television show, even if they were cousins. But yeah, they were my first ever gay people that I saw on screen at my young age. But yeah, I gotta say, because of those facts, Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune.
Makes sense. Fair enough. Odie, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Sailor Moon, of course. I love Sailor Moon. That was one of the first animes. Probably, if it's not the first, definitely was one of the first animes I ever saw, because my friend, my best friend in second grade, was telling me about them. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. And I also think that their love, all the stuff that they're doing, like they're saving the world constantly, right? They have these big battles. They have to save their various, the universe. They're guarding these planets, and it's a lot of work. And they're able to manage all of that. They have the child they're taking care of, and they're doing this all together.
Anyhow, who are you going with?
I'm still going with Sailor Moon. I think that their fighting powers and all the things that they've added to the anime community for like queer representation, it probably opened up the doors to even more queer representation for women in anime. So I love that, because we needed it, and they gave it to us, and they're
sure. Honestly, you know what? Let's just do at least one clean sweep. I'm going with Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune. And the reason why I'm going with that is because I will always find it hilarious that when they brought over Sailor Moon to the States, they looked at it while they were dubbing the original and looked at that relationship and said, "Oh my God, we can't expose this gay relationship to the children. Let's make them cousins. And let's not do any work to change the actual animation. Let's just make them cousins. So all the longing looks and the touching and the undertones, let's make them cousins, because that made more sense in the fucking 90s than to just let two women be in a relationship together." Because oh man, I feel like I should have a damn drop for this exact stupid thing. I'll just say it out loud because I don't have time to put it up there. This is America. There. Yeah. So clean sweep. Clean sweep.
What in the Alabama is going on here?
All right. And finally, we're ending this or that. I'm sorry?
I said, "Oh no."
No, we have one more. We have one more to do. We are ending this or that with Bon Clay versus Emporio Ivankov from One Piece. Odie, do you want to hit us with that, Bon Clay?
Well, Bon Clay, aka Betham, is a flamboyant martial artist and actor who proudly identifies as Okama, which is a Japanese term for gender non-conforming or drag. And they are iconic because they're beloved for being fiercely loyal, their theatrical flair, and one of Shonen's most tear-jerking altruistic arcs. If you've watched One Piece, you will know that he has done many things to show his loyalty to Luffy and the crew. And his open affection and nonconformity broke expectations for shonen side characters.
And then, of course, Emporio Ivankov is a larger-than-life revolutionary with power to alter hormones / gender expression via the horn fruit and a dramatic, campy personality. Yes. They are a symbol of gender fluidity and theatrical compassion within a major mainstream shonen epic. Their powers and and philosophy, open spaces for conversations about gender and identity. We are going to end things off by starting with Odie. Who are you going to choose and why?
I feel like this, you might already know who I'm going to choose, but I'm picking Ivankov. I love them. They're campy, they're loud, they're loyal. And honestly, watching One Piece and having a character not just be like in drag, but also like proudly trans, and then having a whole island of trans women, like amazing. It blew my mind, especially obviously with everything that we have going on in the country where it's constantly like, what bathrooms are you using? And all this other bullshit. So I love her. I love them. They're great. Amazing. I mean, Bon Clay, also really dope. But I think from the beginning, Ivankov has just had my heart. And I love also their backstory.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of great things about them. And I would choose them every time.
Yeah.
All right. Jared, who are you choosing?
Now, this one was particularly hard for me because I do not understand why people love to put two bad divas against each other. Like they do it with Beyonce, Rihanna all the time. They always put two bad divas against each other, and you can't let two divas just be great by themselves. You got to have a war between them. But Bon Clay, I don't even know who to start with. Like, I've always said that Bon Clay should be on that ship instead of Sanji. Because Bon Clay can do everything Sanji can do without being a creep about it.
Well, yeah.
He can do everything Sanji can do. And I've always said that, I always thought that he is the best character in One Piece. And I am just now watching One Piece since September of 2025. So now I got 6 more episodes, so I'm caught up. And he is the best character, hands down. He is the best character. And Ivankov, when he got his fingernails, jammed them in that boy's rib cage, and turned this man into a woman without no consent, I was like, and then his underground, under a prison, the most guarded prison in all of the world. He had this whole secret cabal of queers, just having drag shows every day. Like, who are you supposed to be? I've got to. It's again too bad.
Two bad bitches. Oh, we have that trouble.
Oh my no! Hold on. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I got it.
When I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches.
Exactly. And I just got it. Even though we weren't with them as long as Ivankov, I gotta go with Bon Clay. Because he is the best person. I think that, because they say he now runs the secret underground drag club of queers in the prison. And I just need to see that again. I need to see Sanji off the ship. I'm tired of Sanji. Sanji is a creep. And Bon Clay can do everything that Sanji can do, but better and with flair. It's got to be Bon Clay for me.
All right. D'Marcus, who are you going with?
Can Bon Clay cook?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Nami can cook. Nami can cook.
Nami can't. Anyway, I am gonna go with Emporio Ivankov because he's the inspiration for Bon Clay. Bon Clay says himself, "I am only like this because of him." So why would you buy something that's like a Toyota when you could just buy the Toyota?
That is a very fair point. A very interesting point to go with Toyota, but a fair point nonetheless.
The Phantom versus 500.
That's fair.
Ivankov or Toyota. That's the verbatim quote. And then like turning folks' gender expression without no consent, like that's what got the right and they shaking their drawers right now. That's what they think people are coming to do to them.
That's true.
Facts. You know what? I'm gonna end things off by going with Ivankov. And the only reason why I'm going with Ivankov is because I subscribe to the theory of their connection with Crocodile. Are y'all familiar with this theory?
Oh, lay it on me.
Okay, there is. Well, I'm not sure if y'all have heard this, but there is a theory that during Impel Down, there's a level of like familiarity, and I think there was like an exchange where like Ivankov was like, don't you forget what I did for you, Crocodile, and Crocodile was like, don't you ever bring that up again. The theory is that Crocodile is Luffy's mom.
Huh?
Why?
There's a theory within the One Piece fandom that Crocodile is Luffy's mom.
I've never heard that before.
And that
I gotta look into this.
at some point in the past, Ivankov reassigned the gender of Crocodile to that of a man, and then just went off into the world and continued to do their thing. Just saying, look it up. It's a real theory that exists.
I mean, we're probably gonna have 1,000 more episodes of the One Piece, so I'm sure they'll come up with something.
Sure,
I wouldn't hate it.
I'm just saying it keeps things interesting. And I think and I also think there was an interview where Oda said that like we've technically already met Luffy's mom already in the series at some point, so that's also where this theory came from. But you know, just throwing that out there. And that has been our This or That. All right, it is that time of the episode where we talk about the things that are making us annoyed, perturbed, angry, upset, run amok, distraught.
Yeah.
It is time for We Big Mad!
Bring it! What? We grind it. We're not anywhere else. We grind it. This place for us to share. We grind it. We ain't grinding anywhere else. We grind it.
And we're going to kick things off with our guests, starting with Jared. What's making you big mad this week?
What's making me big mad this week is the fact that we have now passed the mark in getting food where going out to eat is cheaper than getting groceries. Like if I were to get a steak dinner at Longhorn Steakhouse, the ribeye steak with 2 sides and a drink, that would be $30. If I were to get this ribeye steak dinner from Publix or Kroger, that would be $40 because the steak is extra expensive. The vegetables are extra expensive. And then, of course, if I don't have butter, oil, salt, whatever, that adds on top of everything. So what I am actually going to cancel this week is these horrible grocery store prices.
Fair. That's real. I felt that in my soul and in my loins. D'Marcus, what's making you big mad?
This week, what's making me mad? I've been to this design conference, the Figma Design Conference, 3 years in a row now, and the food is still terrible. Every fucking year, they give us the coldest sandwich out the back of the damn refrigerator. You like eat and be happy, and I'm like, we have so much amazing things, so many amazing speakers here. People are paying $400 a fucking ticket. My company is paying for it. Shout out. But why is the food terrible? Why do I have to go through this?
Yeah,
That's real. That's real.
I hate being catfished by food.
Yeah, especially when it's bad catfish. Odie, what is making you big mad?
What's making me big mad this week is the moistness in the air. It's so humid. It's like, when it rains, it helps, but it's so hot and it's so humid that even if you take a shower before you leave the house, if you walk 10 minutes, you're going to be sweaty. I hate being sweaty. It's gross. And then when you're in the subway, Everyone else is sweaty, so that makes everything else moist.
Oh,
You're
shit.
walking around. It's just a blanket of like just invisible fog on your skin, and it drives me crazy. There's not enough showers to take in the day without drying your skin out to possibly alleviate yourself from this. And you don't want to put on an air conditioner because that costs $1,001,000.
Yeah.
So you're just out here with a fan on you, barely passing the hot air around, and it's just very frustrating. What about you? What's making you mad this week?
What's making me mad? I'll just say it's making me annoyed. What's making me annoyed this week? My email is set up in a way that filters out most of the spam. Most of the spam just goes straight to the spam folder. Mm-hmm. And then like every now and then, like one will filter through into the main inbox. And honestly, like I pay no mind to it. I just, throw it in the trash. And I can't explain why this rubs me the wrong way, particularly, but for some fucking reason, Tractor Supply Co. keeps getting into my goddamn inbox. I have never signed up for anything relating to Tractor Supply Co. I don't know how you got my email. I don't know how I ended up on your mailing list. I've unsubscribed to you so many fucking times, and you think you're fucking clever. You now have those emails that's just one big picture. Even the unsubscribe button at the bottom is a part of the picture. So when you click the picture, it just takes you to the thing, and you're not actually unsubscribing. And I've emailed unsubscribe to the actual email, and they just keep sending it to my main inbox. Fuck you, Tractor Supply Co. Yeah. Eat the largest part of my ass. I hate you. I do. Yeah. I really, really do. It's annoying. It's really, really annoying. I'm sorry?
This is you just annoyed?
Yes. Honey, you don't want to see me when I'm pissed. Yeah. And that's everything that's making us big mad.
Bring it. What? We griping. We're not griping anywhere else. We griping. This is place for us to share.
Yeah.
We griping. We griping anywhere else.
We need songs, D'Marcus.
It honestly, this mixer, I said it on the game night that we had last night, this mixer might be my favorite thing in the world. And then of course, as always, we always leave all of our episodes on a positive note. We are going to talk about the things that are making us happy.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I love your baby for you.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. I forgot who we started off with last time.
Me.
All right. So
you.
Me?
No, me.
No. You?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who? All right. All right. Odie, what is making you happy this week?
All right. Well, one thing that's making me happy is my J'adore Dyke shirt. If you are interested in purchasing said shirt, my friend is selling them. So you can go and sign up. Go to their Instagram. Raven was here, and you can buy the shirts in these 3 colors. And I also believe she's coming out with a new line of them. So go to Raven was here on Instagram. You can find them. Also, this was the last week of school.
Oh, okay.
Praise God. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him.
What are you studying?
Oh no, I'm a substitute teacher. So this is my last week.
Definitely praise him.
Thank Lord. I mean, I will say, what made me happy is, we had a great last 2 weeks of school. Mm-hmm. Like last week we had our prom, and beginning of this prom and graduation. And then like on the last day, we got a chance to like say goodbye to the kids. A lot of them came to school, like a lot of the 8th graders who were leaving. And before the bell rung, like before them to leave, I went downstairs and was just like, saying goodbye to them. And they were giving me hugs. We were all in tears. And I just love them so much. I really appreciate them. And I just want them to do the most amazing things and to just be the bright lights that they are in this world. So that made me happy. Then, of course, I got to hang out with my friends this weekend, which was great. There was a party for the teachers. That was awesome. And I went to a Dyke March party. So that was dope. And shout out to Wanjiko and Maple for hanging out with me this weekend. Everybody else. That was it.
Now let me ask a question about those shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to a podcast called The Read. Crystal's on it. She's a lesbian. And
Yes,
they were having a discussion once. I love it too. They had a discussion once about the D word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say it because, she said it was like a slur. So can me and D'Marcus both wear that shirt?
Now, I think that... Now, I don't know about D'Marcus.
Yeah, sorry. Dude.
Might be excluded from this, but I would say, obviously, that is a person-by-person basis. Mm-hmm. And if you are a man or a male-presenting person who's wearing it, you might get some questions. But if you're a queer man who's wearing one, then it's like, we're showing support for our women brethren in the queer life. So perhaps, but also, maybe ask someone else. Ask an older gay.
Yeah, a more seasoned vet.
Because I feel like it's like the same way that queer and other words have been reclaimed. I think dyke is one of those as well.
Okay.
And bring it back because there's obviously been so many words that have been used as slurs and other things.
Yeah.
That we've taken and say like, no, this is ours, and we're reclaiming it, and whatever power you think this has, it doesn't. So yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. D'Marcus, what's making you happy this week?
We are drawing ever closer to Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and when I heard this movie was coming out, I could not wait. And as we eke closer, we keep getting little spoilers here and there, like Zendaya wearing like the black shirt with the spider on. It's like, oh, we'll see in this joint. I'm not seeking out spoilers too hard because I want to be surprised. I want to be experiencing it for the first time. I want to leave fulfilled and satisfied. So trying to keep away from as many spoilers as I can, and I am getting more excited every day.
I love Zendaya. Zendaya, like the best thing Zendaya wears is her next thing. And today she wore a dress that had this chain in the back. They're in the shape of a spider web.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, she looked gorgeous.
Gorgeous
I think it was a fashion. She had
like a first look for us
or something.
Something, child. I don't care.
Or
just give me more pictures.
Either way, she looked gorgeous. Law is always getting her together in the best ways.
Right.
We appreciate it.
Law said I'm retired except for Zendaya.
He doesn't need anybody else. Like, if you got Zendaya, you're good. You're gold.
Right.
And as for me, one, as I always say on this podcast, doing this podcast with you, having y'all on as guests to be a part of the show. Thank y'all. And what's making me happy this week, finally, it took me a good 24 hours. I went in it thinking it was only going to take like 20 minutes, maybe an hour at best. But it took me from noon Friday till, let's say, 6 a.m. Saturday morning to finish our Beacon website.
Oh, dope.
Yes. So the link will be in the description. The link's already on our socials. It houses all of our content. I worked really hard on it.
And
so, yes.
So shout out to Mo for doing some hard work for the pod.
Yes. But sorry, what is making you happy, Jared?
what's making me happy is that we just did a podcast today, Black Geek Energy, and we interviewed somebody who is a VP of JP Morgan. And he said, send me your resume and I will put it in the system myself. So I'm very happy for that. JP Morgan was made by some Confederate. He has some very Confederate past, but this was another Black person. He says they are back in the office, so I wouldn't be able to be remote that much. I would have to see white people there. But hey, a job is a job until I can find a better one. And I am very happy at the prospects of working for that now.
Okay, that sounds good.
We love that.
Yeah.
We absolutely love that. And then, of course, I'm sorry, you were about to say?
Yeah, pro tip, if you're looking for a job, have them on your podcast.
That's a good. I'm writing that down. I'm writing it down. I need that information.
Yeah.
And then the things that are making us happy.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll let you dancing for you.
Folks, that brings us to the close of the podcast. Jared, DeMarcus, what would y'all like to plug?
So I will do the plugging. DeMarcus did the intro. We are called Black Geek Energy. We are another podcast that is about geek stuff, comics, but movies, television, TTRPGs, video games, and we do a lot of interviews because guess who doesn't like to prep? And you can find us on all the social medias like Geek Energy, and you can find us on Twitter. I'm not saying X until Elon Musk calls his trans child her chosen name. So on Twitter, BGE_pod. We also have a Substack and a YouTube that you should subscribe to, and we're on all the podcast places. And we're getting a website hopefully soon. I've been developing it for 2 months. So hopefully we can have a website pretty soon to be on y'all level.
First off, y'all are already on our levels because we are all in the same creative space with the same creative energy, which is why I feel like we connected as we have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Bison.
No problem. With that being said, if that's everything, I think that's everything. Thank everybody for listening. Thank y'all for watching. We will be back next time with more of this. And until next time, take it easy, keep it sleazy. Bye.
Thanks for listening, nerds.
Keep the show growing. Listen, comment, and download on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or watch full episodes on YouTube.
Follow the show at Black and Snurdy.
Follow me at Licorice is Legit.
Find me at That'sOD_E on Twitter and at That'sOD.E on Instagram.
This is the Black and Snurdy Podcast,
where nerds of a feather flock together.